Hey everybody! Finally, we are with you. First and foremost, before I present myself, I'm so sorry for this delay. We had some bad weather, so just to be sure everything will work out as it should, we postponed it for half an hour. So, my name is Petra Schmidt. I am so grateful for you to join me in this live hangout. It's the first of many of them, and we will have fun, we will play, we will learn, and we will start. My name is Petra Schmidt, and yeah, this topic is what it represented my whole day today. For the first time in a long time, I really had a stage fright. So I picked up the right topic for you today, fear versus enthusiasm. Now, what I mean with that, bear with me, stay with me, learn from me, ask me, I will guide you, and let's go. First and foremost, how to recognize fear. Fear is something that is based on our feelings, right? It comes from us, from something that we were taught, basically. So first, I will invite you to write down the feelings that pops up in your head that you think is behind fear. I will give you a minute or two, or just put them in your head. Okay? These feelings are coming from either anger or low self-esteem, or from anxiety, or something that is negative feeling, sadness, loneliness, something like that. Okay? What I've learned through my years in one of the systems that I was in, Access Consciousness, was always asking myself if this is really mine. Because a lot of our feelings, emotions, implants, doubts, and everything we are basically functioning from, we were taught, okay, from our parents, from society, from teachers, from, I don't know, our friends, and so on. And many fears we were taught to be afraid, and they are not actually ours. So what we do is ask, are they mine? This is one of the tools that was really helpful for me when I went through my self-development and self-growth, personal growth, business growth, and so on. And what I've learned was that these fears were actually limitations. They were limiting me in personal and business life, because I was functioning from them, functioning from these feelings that were behind fear. I wasn't able to either speak in public, to be confident about myself, my work, my beliefs, my, I don't know, in school that I know all the material that I was supposed to learn for subject. So in business, fear of success, of unsuccess, will you like me, won't you like me, will I do my best, won't I do my best, doubts are one of the feelings that were limiting me because of that fear. And as I was researching it, I was asking myself, what do I benefit from this fear? What do I benefit from it now and in the future? What does it represent to me? What is good about this? And what I realized was that it was actually being a good excuse for me not to grow, not to do the things I am supposed to do, not to say what my life purpose was, who am I am, what I do, how do I do it. I was not sure if I will be accepted. And this was all now. And with that, I wasn't realizing that also I was creating my future. Because as we know, what we create now, we create for the future. So I didn't create more success. I didn't create more money. I didn't create joy. I didn't create, I don't know, ease. I didn't create more clients, more friends, true friends, because all of the time I was creating from these feelings, and what I was doing, I would create them more and more and more and more. And one day I said, okay, that's it. This is not working for me. Something's got to change. And as I was going through research and all the systems and all the, I did a lot of this live hangouts, and I did a lot of Google Hangouts. I did a lot of, I don't know, certificates. And on my journey, in one of the systems I was part of, there was one good question. Was it really fear, or was it actually enthusiasm? And they brought us back and said, do you remember your childhood when you were really, really just a kid, free-spirited, without a care in the world? Were you then ever afraid of anything? And I was thinking and said, oh, these two guys are right. When we are kids, we don't know fear, we know enthusiasm. For example, we went to the amusement park, and there were spinning wheels, and I don't know, death trains and everything. And we were enthusiastic. Oh, mommy, can I go there? Can I go there? This is so fun. This is so much fun. This is so great. And we were enthusiastic about it until our parents said, oh, but you cannot do that. You cannot climb that tree or that rock because you might fall, you might hurt yourself, you are not big enough, you're not strong enough. And they implanted the fear that replaced that enthusiasm. So fear is not real. It's something that we were taught. Why? Because they wanted to, our parents for sure wanted to protect us from being at harm or at risk or something bad happening to us. And we copied that into us, implanted that, and we implanted fear into ourselves, like bodyguards. Fears were our bodyguards, so we don't get hurt, we won't be in pain if we try something that we are enthusiastic about. And with that, fear became our bodyguard and our excuse that it's better to stick here with these limitations and what I'm doing and what I'm feeling and how I am, because this is safe. This is my box. And whenever we felt enthusiastic about something, we would look over the top of the box. We saw something beautiful there, but whenever we heard something in the bushes of that nice thing out there, we said, oh, no, 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 no. I'm not going there because may fall down, I may fell over and hurt myself. I don't know what's behind that bush. I don't know what's on the other side of this wall of my box. I'd rather stay here and be safe. And this implant, as we grew with us, and we got more and more from the media, from society. Oh, you shouldn't talk to strangers because they are mean, they are so and so and so. So ask yourself right now, as a child, were you afraid or enthusiastic? You were enthusiastic, right? And now ask yourself, am I actually afraid, or am I enthusiastic about something, but had it implanted in me that it is fear? And once you start playing with that, you may do that when you will listen to this live hangout. You can do it as some kind of a game. Write it down, explore, research, go back to your childhood and try to get that enthusiasm as an emotion inside of you, that I don't know, butterflies in your stomach or goosebumps or jumping up and down, yay, or screaming, dancing, whatever you were doing as a child, and try to bring it back. Try to bring it back in your memory. Try to bring back that feeling. Try to start feel it all over again. And more and more and more as you go along and do that, you will get that enthusiasm back. And that fear will slowly go away. Okay? Now, as I said, who made you afraid? Actually, you didn't make you afraid yourself. It was your parents, your society, or you. As I said, it wasn't you. You made yourself enthusiastic as a child, but you were implanted the fear from society, from media, as I already said, from your parents, and you made it you. But here's the catch. Even though it wasn't you, as you were a child, it is you now when you are grown up. Why? Because it's a good excuse for you to not be something or someone. Because you are afraid that if you climb over the wall of your box you are living in, from your comfort zone, you may fall down while climbing up. You can fall over. You don't know what to expect on the other side, what's happening on the other side. You artificially made a fear called change. Change is the most constant thing in the universe and in your lives, but it's the most scary one. Because change is not good, right? Or wrong. Change is something different. Change is something outside of your perception. And if you think about it, everything that is different, we were also taught that it's not good. Just think about it. Different color, different nationality, different faith, different perception of the things, thinking differently than the others, basically coming out of the box. And what you implanted in yourself is that you are afraid of being you, whatever that is. And by being afraid of being you, you are limiting yourself, your business, your love life, your life in general. Okay? Now, how can you benefit from fear itself and turn it into your advantage? Did you ever think about that? Did you ever consider fear being an advantage? How, when, where, with whom? I will give you some pointers and I will give you some tools how to do that. What you do is first recognize fear. Recognize it in a point where you become aware of what are you afraid of and what feelings are making you being afraid of. Is it a situation? Is it a word? Is it a person? Is it I don't know, an animal? Something like that. You recognize that. You recognize the fear and where does it come from? This is really important, you guys. Why, you will see as we go along. For example, recognize your fear of success. What are you afraid of if you succeed? What is it that success will bring to you that you are afraid of? Is it more money? Is it more recognition in a society? Is it being put out there in a spotlight? Is it that you will have to speak in public, for example? Like that. Recognize that fear and all of those fears, because when you do, you can ask yourself, where does it come from? Oh, one more thing. If you scroll down, you will see the comment section. And at the end, I will answer all of the questions you might have. So I forgot to tell you this at the beginning. So feel free to put everything you want to know, ask, comment in the comment section. And at the end, I will attend to it and I will answer your questions. Okay? Okay. So where were we? Oh, when you do that, ask yourself, where does this fear come from? Was it something that happened to you when you were a child? Was it something that you were taught is not okay? Because, you know, when you succeed and you have more money, it's not okay to have more money. It's not okay to be a millionaire. Why? Because then you were told you will be corrupted, you will be arrogant, you will forget where you came from, you will change and you won't be who you were, you won't be humble anymore, you won't be happy anymore, you won't enjoy life anymore. But ask yourself, is that true? Anymore or even more? We were taught that money corrupts people, that money is ugly and it's bad, and that money can bring you happiness, and so on and so on. But these are all outside factors. If you are focused inside yourself, if you are true to yourself, you will be humble, happy, joyful, you will be loved and will love the same or even more as you did when you didn't have money. Are you afraid of getting more attention? What is bad of getting more attention? What is so bad about being seen, being heard, being recognized? Isn't that something that we all want? Because in one time or the other, this might come to our advantage. Someday, maybe we'll have something important to say or to teach someone. But if we are afraid, how are we going to do that? Who is going to hear us? Who is going to see us if we don't want to be heard or seen because we are afraid? And now I will ask you to write down 3 limitations that each of those fears that you wrote down before brings you. I will give you a minute or 2. Don't think, just write. Okay? Now, what am I doing with this, making you writing it down and so on? When we see it written, then the stroke of reality comes kicking in. When we have it all in our heads, it's okay because it's in our heads. We don't have to deal with it. We don't see it. We don't hear it. But as soon as we write it down and we read it, it becomes real. It becomes there. We become, when we start being aware of it, we have to recognize it. We have to admit it to ourselves that we have it. And most of all, we have to deal with it. And dealing with ourselves, our fears, is the hardest thing to do. Believe me, I am speaking from the experiences, my own experiences. And I must say, when I started doing that, it wasn't always easy. It wasn't always easy to come face to face with the things I wrote down, because then I had to acknowledge it and I had to say, damn, you are one scary cat. And I had to admit to myself that I was living my life through fear and creating my life, my business, my partnerships through fear. It's no wonder that nothing worked. It's no wonder that I broke up with every guy I ever dated. And it's no wonder that them were also afraid. I was always thinking that they are afraid of me somehow. No, they were just afraid. Clients, friends, I don't know. They were all afraid because I was working from the energy of fear. And I was inviting those kind of people into my life. And when I started doing that in life, I brought it into business, things starting to change. Like instantly. That fear coming from there, oh hell no, I don't need you, bye-bye. First, I was just putting them off, letting them go, letting loose. Then, in one of the seminars I was attending, came the question, what can I be, do, or acknowledge different if I wasn't afraid? Or what can I be, do, and acknowledge different if I turn my fear around and it becomes my benefit? How can I benefit from fear? How can I turn all this into my advantage? Now, let me tell you, when you start acknowledging your fears and where they are coming from what feelings, for what situations, how do we react in a certain situation, how we react when someone, I don't yell at us or tells us you're not good enough or something like that, or oh, you know, those people in that company are so strict, be aware when you go applying for a job there. And we start to be afraid. But when we recognize our fears and how we are functioning from them with ourselves, as soon as they kick in, one situation comes and this fear kicks in, okay? When we recognize that fear, we can, before we react, we can say, oh, this is that fear kicking in again. And when we recognize it, we have choice. We either go along with it and repeat the implanted situation and give up or start crying or turn around and say, I cannot be bothered with that. Or we can recognize it and turn it around and say, hey, I know where this is coming from. I know how it limited my life so far. I want to change. I want to succeed. I'm doing it differently. There was a situation not long ago when I was filming the video for Being Human Among Big Beasts book that I'm writing, and all of this that we will do in this free hangout will be included. One of my fears kicked in. For me, it wasn't a problem doing Facebook live streams and so on. But when I was put in the situation, when I was told when to stand in front of the camera and start talking, I froze. I forgot the lines. I was being everything but me. And with all those fears kicking in, I said, I did it like 2-3 times and it was really rubbish. I acknowledge that it was bull beep. And I had 2 choices. I can either give in to all these fears and do the same thing that I did through all my life all over again, which was quitting and say, okay, I'm not doing that because it's too hard. I'm too afraid. Who will listen to me? Who will take me seriously and blah, 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 blah. Or I can scream, kick, bite, break, whatever, cry and pour my tears, my eyes out, calm down, and choose differently and say no more. I want to succeed. I don't want to be the one who wanted success but was too afraid to have it, and look at my friends doing what I was too afraid to do and succeeding, and be not jealous of them as in a bad way, but you know, oh, I wish I would do that. I stood up. I stood in front of the camera. I said, that's it. It's now or never. Either something changes or I'm not gonna live my dreams. I'm not gonna be able to do the things I want to do, the things I want to bring to the world, to you. And I did it. And that is how you can turn fear into your advantage. Secondly, when you recognize it at yourself, you recognize it with others. You go to a business meeting, and the business partner you have a meeting with has changes suddenly from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde, or what vice versa. And if you recognize that fear and where it's coming from, you can use it into your advantage, and with different set of words or tactic that you would use if you wouldn't, turn the meeting around. Now, what do I mean? If you two have the same fear and you don't recognize it, either one of you, maybe a situation will lead to a terrible fight and the deal may go through, may not go through. But if you recognize that fear that you have in your partner and turn it around, you can have the best deal you ever had, business deal in your life. Because you are able to calm him down or her down, to react differently. Sometimes just by reacting differently brings the whole new ball game and the whole new change and the different, even better result that you were hoping for. Okay? And these are the things that fear can be benefit from and taken to your advantage. Oops. And I was a little bit fast. And what more situations? For example, you and your business partner are having this project, working together. Now I will use that example of me and my good friend and business partner Yelena, who is really excellent. For example, we have a project that we are working on together, and we have a stage fright. Okay, it is our first seminar, weekend seminar. It's a full house of people. We go onto a stage and we freeze. We both have stage fright. If we don't recognize, one of us or both of us, that fear, the whole seminar can be, sorry the language, but goes to hell. We screw up ourselves, our business, our name, our whatever. If she or me recognize this fear because we have it ourselves and we were dealing with it, we can react. If Yelena freezes and I recognize that, I'm sorry, she's here with me and she's making fun of me. She's the most fun person and of herself, and she's making faces. And thank you, Yelena, for making this so much fun for me. Freezes, and I recognize that in her because once I had it myself, I can react and, I don't know, start the meeting with a joke or start talking and do her line and what she's supposed to talk about, and just turn to her and say, right, Yelena? And she would just say, yeah. And with that, she would break her stage fright. I reacted differently. Maybe she will say something funny in all that fear and everybody would laugh. Nobody would know about it. They would think that we staged it. And we were like, okay, when we go on stage, we will go up. we were meant to do it, and nobody would know. But what does it bring to us is success. Successful seminar, business meeting, whatever, that if one of us wouldn't react differently because of the recognition of that fear, could go terribly, 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 terribly wrong. It would even suck. And we would lose potential clients. Everybody would know, because you know how it is in life and business. Everything is MLM, right? Multi-level marketing. Even this. Let's say there's 100 people there. I'm sorry. And nobody of that 100 people benefit from this seminar, what they paid for. We freeze, we suck at it. And those 100 people go home and tell that to their spouses, families, business friends, friends in coffee. And we have lost not just 100 people, 1,000, 10,000 people. Because it would spread like a flu. Bad reputation. But on the other case, when I don't know, I may make fun of her or something, just to break her ice, people would laugh, they would have fun, they would laugh at our advantage, we would laugh at our advantage, make fun of ourselves. People would tell other people, and it would bring more clients, more participants, more business for us. And you can turn this into life. If you go through life being afraid of being dumped or being left in partnership, for example, you will attract people with the same fear. Sooner or later, you'll be single again. But if you recognize this fear in you, deal with it, search it, acknowledge it, and do something about it, you may recognize that fear in your partner, future partner, whatever, if you go on dates, and you can react to that differently. Maybe you do, I don't know, more dates, more coffees, more talking and getting to know each other. Maybe you are not as pushy as you used to be. Maybe you even say, hey, are you afraid of something, or are you okay? Is something wrong? Or if it comes to a situation I'm sorry, where a person reacts in a certain way, acting from the fear, you can with that react differently. Usually when you are afraid of the same thing, you would, I don't know, start shouting or screaming, or you would start defending yourself. But when you recognize that in other person that you had once in yourself, you could become, you could, I don't know, somehow diverse that conversation or situation into something else. Maybe make fun of yourself or something. You would do something differently, and it will turn your life, your love life, and your business life around. Okay? Now, if we have any questions, I will be very, very thankful. Oh, since we have 20 minutes left, I will ask you again to scroll down, and you will see, when you go down, 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 you will see the comment section. And in that comment section, you can write any questions, comments that you might have, so I can attend to them and answer to you right now. Even if you watch it in repeat, you can put the questions and comments down, and I will attend to them later on. Okay? Okay. I'm thinking about, yeah, today is popping up. I gotta tell you about today. In the morning, me and Yelena were talking and going over the slides and everything just worked fine. And in the afternoon, around, I don't know, 3 p.m., we said, okay, let's go over it again, because I am, you know that cartoon, Dexter's Laboratory, with Dexter and Dee Dee? Now this cracks Yelena up every time. Well, if me and my Yelena were in that cartoon, I would be Dee Dee pushing the red buttons I was not supposed to push, and Yelena now would be the Dexter. So yeah, she's the mastermind behind technical thingies she does, and I'm the mastermind in talking to you. Well, we were going over everything, if everything works, and let me tell you, nothing worked. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. We spent on video chat over Facebook Messenger for an hour and a half, going crazy, going nuts, and our fear kicked in. Now, what we would do? Either we would give up and say, hey, nothing is working, let's postpone this live hangout and blah, 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 let's give in, let's give up, let's quit. But we didn't. She decided that she would come to Târgoviște. She's from Celje, which is a half-an-hour drive, in bad weather. In the meantime, it really was storm here. It was like I don't know, pouring rain, nothing but, and in between her driving here, even the internet here went bad. So we were like, okay, we're screwed up. That's it. We're giving in. But we didn't. We persisted because we were already acknowledging our fears. And this fear that I have of this live hangout was stage fright, which came after I don't know how many years. And I said, okay, this is enthusiasm that I'm mistaken for stage fright, and everything that is happening, I can either take advantage of and quit and say, okay, see you next week, we will start next week, or acknowledge it as some kind of a lesson of my persistency, of how devoted I am to this. And we were persistent, because we believe in this so much, and we solved it in like 45 minutes. The net connection was a bit bad still, that's why we postponed it for half an hour, just to be sure that we can deliver what me with the project want to deliver to you, and Yelena as a mastermind with the technique stuff behind it wants to deliver to you. And with that story, I am thanking you for watching. I hope to get feedback from you. I hope you got the message I was trying to give to you with this Google Hangout. And I would like to invite you that if you need more help either with business consulting, energy cleaning, or healing, feel free to contact me, call me, email me, write me on a page or in the private messaging, and I will be happy to reply to you. We can set a date for one-on-one meeting, for group meetings. It's all about the deal we make. And one more thing that I almost forgot about, but thank you, Jelena, for reminding me. We have a winner because, as you know, each week I will gift to a person that shares or invites most people. And the winner of this week is, drum roll, please. Okay, I'm not a drum, but hey, bear with me. I'm drumming here. We have it. Tiasha Poltz. The winner is Tiasha Poltz. Woohoo! I will post it in the comments. I mean, I won't, Jelena will, but hey, I will post it in the comments. And also, we will contact Tiasha that she's the winner. And what is she getting today? Free business consulting, one-on-one, 30 minutes. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for bearing with me this roller coaster first hangout that was like going on the whole day, and inviting you to join me next week for another topic, interesting topic. I won't say what it is because it will be a surprise. You will see it in an announcement that we will put out. So I wish you a good night. Have a good sleep. And be enthusiastic. Bye.